Hey guys, today we're looking at LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who came out a few days ago now. And on this video we're actually joined by someone you guys probably all know, and if not, his channel will be down in the description because we just recorded a part 1, sort of. It was not the same topic, but anyway, link will be down in the description, and I'll probably a pinned comment below. D3 is here. What's going on?
Yo, man, thanks for having me on, and I'm doing pretty good.
All right, so yeah,
Even though you didn't ask how I'm doing, you just said what's going on, but I felt like that was pretty ambiguous. I felt like I could kind of go off of that. I don't know.
Always interested in knowing how you're doing, man. Always interested.
No, thanks for having me on, man. Definitely glad to talk about this.
Yes, like I said, go check out part 1. We talk about some EX units over there on D3's channel. So here we're talking about LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku. There's been a lot of talk sort of about how this guy's a little bit underwhelming, potentially, and I'm here to tell you that he's not. He's still an LF unit. He's still incredibly good. But personally for me, I'm just going to start off the discussion by saying where I place him among the LF units. Now keep in mind, the other LF units are pretty much the best units in the entire game. So him being even in the same discussion as them already puts him above 98% of the rest of the game. For me personally, I have him below Goten, below Gohan, below Namek Goku, and below Vegito. But I think he's not super far behind Goten because I think him and Goten are sort of similar in what their role is on their teams. What do you?
Yeah, and for me personally, before we proceed, my listing is I'd go number 1 Goku and then Vegito. I think that's always a toss-up though because Vegito can clean out the buffs, but the Goku is so freaking good and always has that blue card. Yeah. I think that it's kind of like a 1A 1B situation.
Right.
And then I'd have Gohan at number 3. I do. Okay, so I've been saying this a bit lately. I think Gohan is kind of aging a bit, but he's still freaking good. Like he's one of the best characters in the game. That's not a problem, right? I just wish he did more earlier on without needing allies to be specifically defeated, but that's me.
Yeah.
But I have him number 3 after those two, and then I actually have this Green Goku there, and then Goten just after. And it's not even that big of a difference. It's like a millimeter of a difference. So.
Yeah, so I feel like we kind of have them in the same vicinity of each other.
Pretty much. I mean, it's just swapping out one character.
Yeah.
And then there's Beerus somewhere in the distance.
Beerus is like an EX. He's actually a hero unit. Buff Beerus, by the way. So, I mean, something interesting, though, about this Goku, and we've actually started seeing this with the Namek Goku as well. Go ahead and take a look at his Z ability. He actually buffs Saiyans and Super Saiyans to strike and blast attack.
Nuts, by the way.
Yeah, and so they started doing this recently where they started giving like the Saiyan tag like actual buffs that they never used to do before. This Goku actually gives double defense buffs to Saiyans. Yep. That's interesting.
I remember thinking for a long time, man. Were you going to ask me what I think about that?
Yeah.
I beat you to it. I remember thinking for a long time that they would like never do that for Saiyans. Like I really thought that they were, because Saiyans is going to be such an all-encompassing tag. You can put the fighters from like Fusion Fighters and Fusion Warriors, in there. Vegito, all those characters are going to be relevant for Saiyans and any other character going forward. I mean, like think down the line, Evolution Vegeta, UI Goku, like these are characters that are coming. So I really thought that, and up to that point, they had tried to limit that tag group. So I think you have a really good situation with if you have both those Gokus, because one of them's double attack pretty much for Saiyans across the board, albeit you need to pull them twice. You need that 3-star. And then on top of that, same thing for this new Goku, double defense overall. You don't need a lot of the filler that you would sometimes run for like single boosters or whatever, assuming you have them, again, at 3-star. And I didn't think that would happen for a while, so that's pretty awesome. I think that's one of the big things in his side, is being able to do that.
Yeah, and you bring up an interesting point in the fact that Fusion Warriors are actually, well, I think all of them except for like the Gotenks ones,
the Gotenks cards,
are actually considered to be Saiyans themselves. They have the Saiyan tags.
Yeah, so it'd be like if you guys play Dokkan and Vegito and Gogeta were in pure Saiyan.
Yeah, so like if you're running...
open that can of worms. Why are they not?
We're not going to go there here. That's a separate video. But if you're running a Fusions team, so you have Super Vegito, you have Blue Gogeta, you have... Who else? You have the Red Vegito and stuff like that. You can actually run this Goku, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, along with the Namek Goku on the bench, and they're going to be like optimal for the bench on that team. Because they're still buffing fusions with the double defense and the double offense.
Yep. And the Namek Goku also having Super Saiyan's quiet buff for hybrids too. because there's a lot of hybrid Super Saiyan 1 cards too.
Yeah, like a lot of the Sun family units. Like we have the Goten.
Yep.
And also a lot of like the future Gohan units too. He buffs them because they're Super Saiyan.
Yep.
A lot of stuff like that, even on like Blue Bardock too. So I mean, again, I just want to preface this by saying that this guy is by no means bad, and I feel like his role on whatever team he's on, because that's another thing I want to talk about too, is I don't really know what team he fits on right now. He does fit on Saiyans, but like, what does an optimal or quote unquote optimal Saiyan team look like right now? Like, are you going to be using this guy plus the LF Goku? Are you going to throw in Goten there to make it like a, or Gohan, or like to make it like a pseudo Sun family team? Because I don't know if this guy necessarily fits the best on Sun family. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I think Sun family is good for him because he can also be a little bit of a support type role character with some of the things that he can do for that team, and then also he can color counter for where Father Son Kamehameha Gohan might lose a little bit of ground, right, with those blue units, at least at a point where Gohan hasn't gone neutral yet. But I think for him it would just be Saiyans. What I've been kind of really pondering and wanting to run has been Saiyans with him, with double LF Goku and Vegito. I think that's too powerful of a core overall. You have three of like the best characters in the game, I think. And like you prefaced it by saying, but I want to clarify really quick. Even though you know we kind of don't think the Goku is like the top best character in the game, or best 2, or best like 3, or whatever, right? Being in that top tier doesn't really matter. Like if you're in that top tier or second top tier, whatever, Z or S, I mean, it's like you're still one of the best characters overall.
Yeah.
So he's still in that echelon, right?
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have necessarily the best team ever, I mean, that's going to be the case for 98% of people who play this game, because no one's going to have all the LF units. But if you have like a respectable team, you can always be the best player in the world in this game, because most of it comes down to skill. I feel like. So I mean, here we have this. I have the Saiyan tag pulled up right now. I feel like if you had a team, because he is a range type character, right? He's a yeah. So he's a blast based character. Does he?
He's a blast character that also holds 1 strike 1 blast too. So
okay, yeah. So I mean, you can have a team of him, the Namek Goku. You can have the GT Goku, the GT Vegeta, and that's already a solid core. You can have Tora on the bench, stuff like that. I mean, you could even throw in Raditz if you want a little bit of extra health there. So the Saiyan team's actually pretty good.
And if you want full coverage, you can swap in Red Vegito and obviously Super Vegito. You've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I just don't know if we've seen a lot of, besides the LF units, because they're, I think, an exception to this. We haven't really seen too many recent units come out that are specifically Saiyan buffers. I mean, we saw that with the GT units, but I don't know if they're... I mean, when did they come out? Like 5 months ago?
Yeah, they're getting kind of old now.
Because we have the...
Blue Kaioken post 5.
Yeah, I was about to say, we have the Kaioken Goku, but he's only strike buffing, I think, because he does God Ki and Saiyans, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I would like to see them possibly explore giving the Saiyan tag. I mean, we also do have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the purple one, but he's older.
No, he's like a year old next month.
Yeah, I would like to see them possibly start to explore adding more Saiyans that do double buff to Saiyan tag, because, I mean, they do it with the LF units, but other than that, we don't really see it that often.
So we have the double GT duo, we have EX Tora post 5-star, and we have the LF units.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're obviously very reluctant. Yeah, they're obviously very reluctant to release like Saiyan buffers like this, because, I mean, if they're doing it for LF units, then it's like, well, I mean, as long as you are able to pull them and get them to 3 stars, then I guess you can run that, but not many people are going to have that.
Yep.
But let's talk about this guy's green card for a second. So we were actually talking about this for a decent amount of time before I started recording, and this guy's green card acts as a counter against Blast Arts cards. It's actually very similar to, let me pull him up, to Blue Vegeta's counter. But the thing is, this Blue Vegeta, his counter lets you continue the combo, and it debuffs the opponent. So it's like a double win for you if you get it off. If we take a look at this Goku, it only combos off of... once you use this green card, you can only combo it with a special move card. I don't know if that's really what this Goku wants to do. I mean, let's say you're at max distance from the opponent, and your opponent throws a Blast Arts at you. and you have a special move and a green card in your hand. Would you rather use the counter into the special move, or would you just rather use the special move and just do the damage to them immediately and save the key on the green card, and then switch into someone that can use the green card better for them? That's my
I'd probably
question.
just opt for the second. And the thing about that is, the logic behind that is the blue card reduces the enemy's key, right? And the green card destroys their hand. So I guess if you really need those things, right, then you would go for that. But I mean, it just seems like aside from destroying their hand, it's a net just neutral, like, because you're both reducing your own key by doing the combo. So I don't know. It just kind of puts you back at neutral stance. So to me, I'd definitely rather have a green card like Vegeta's, where you can combo in. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about other counters earlier too, like, because some of the other counters, like we have Purple Janemba, whose counter is really good, it lets you combo. We have Full Power Frieza's counter, which is like the Nova Strike counter, which lets you combo off of special move as well. But that one is more, it gives you more freedom in when you can use it, because it can combo pretty much off of anything. I mean, you can combo off of a Tap Blast, Blast Arts, even a special move get counter off of. So I think that gives you more freedom in when you can use it, whereas this one
projectile special move.
Yeah, projectile. Yeah. So I mean, you also have like Strength Gogetas, who apparently can't counter off of anything.
Dokkan. Second Dokkan reference.
Red Gogetas.
Hey, I did that in part 1.
Red Gogeta.
Red Gogeta, yeah.
Yeah, I believe his green card cannot counter or cannot combo into anything. Which is really stupid.
Somebody can confirm or deny, and only PvP wise, because you can do whatever versus computer most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't say that you can combo into anything, like with the new text that they've added to these cards retroactively. And then there's also that, that one guy and his counter. So and his counter's on a blue card, so that's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, we don't talk about that. But I mean, because what this guy essentially is, his entire usefulness to me, when I look at this card, is, yeah, he gets this unique that gives him 40% to damage, whatever. After 40 counts, he starts to become a little bit more respectable as a unit, I feel like, because he gets the reduced cost and the card draw speed, so you can actually start to combo with him a little bit longer and stuff like that. He also has the cover rescue, which makes him flexible. But his main ability is where he really shines, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He basically, I mean, this is similar to Super Vegito, actually, but he restores health, he gets key, he nullifies unfavorable element factor, he makes your enemy take less, or sustain less or more damage, even if they have cut up. So, I mean, that's pretty much where he shines in being able to finish off an opponent, even if they're purple, too, if they switch into the purple unit. Because remember, this guy...
neutral them.
Yeah, because this guy even gets a buff when your enemy switches characters. So, I mean, that's where he's really, really powerful. But, I mean, is that how you feel like this guy should be used the most often? Like, just there to do one powerful attack and then that's it? His usefulness is pretty much used up? Or
see, like, this character has a lot of flexibility. He's a character that kind of, like, strikes me as a character that's a little bit of a jack of all trades. Mm-hmm. He's got that super powerful ultimate hit he's going to do. He's got the neutral, albeit for just a few seconds, but, there's that. Like you mentioned, the sustained cut, resistance pretty much. He has the endurance nullification. He's got blast armor on the ultimate. He's got the hard destroy with the green, the reduced. He's got a lot of stuff. So you can use him in different spots in different ways and make him work with different teams. But I do think, like you mentioned, his aside from some of that other stuff, because it's all pretty much okay. Let's just be honest. A lot of that's just fluff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it's just fluff stuff that, like, reducing of the key by 40. It's cool. Destroying cards in hand can be really good. If they have like an ultimate you want to get rid of, it's RNG, but whatever. Like, maybe you got it, maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fluff. So if you really look at him on his surface, he's meant to come in and just basically at least just destroy them with the ultimate. And it doesn't matter who it is, they're pretty much going to get one shot. That's the design choice for him.
Yeah.
So that's his desired role, despite the fact he can do other things. So yeah, that's what I'd say. I think that's his best spot.
Yeah, okay. And then the...
Oh, by the way, before we get too far into this, I don't know if you want to kind of circle back, because I think it's important to circle back towards the beginning of the video and mention why, at least from your perspective, you think Goten is better. I think that's important.
Okay.
But we didn't really talk about that too much.
So for me, I feel like the big thing with Goten, and I know people are gonna say, I just want to see if I can.
Yeah, they probably already left a comment or something because we said in the beginning and never talked about it.
So the thing with Goten is, yes, he does have to pretty much be on Sun Family to make use of all of his abilities and stuff. You can't really be on like Mono Purple or like just pure hybrids because it's not gonna work. You're gonna want to run this guy alongside a Goku and a Gohan because they're they're literally specifically outlined within his uniques. So he gets specific buffs from them being on his team. But I feel like the thing that makes Goten so powerful is that he is an extremely hard hitter by himself. But then he's also supporting Gohan through his uniques and through his his ultimate arts card. So he's acting as a double role, basically, as a supporting unit and a hard hitter himself. So I feel like that's something that pretty much no other unit in the game does that. I don't feel like so. I don't know.
Yeah, no other unit can do it at that clip. So he has to be on the specific team, which is not innately a bad thing. Like it's not bad because he wants to be alongside like Father, Son, Kamehameha, Gohan, or the Blue Gohan. It doesn't really matter. Any Gohan ever to release in this game, the Gohan will insanely buff. He has a designed unique, literally, specifically for Gohan characters. So that's good. And remember how in the beginning I mentioned, I kind of feel like maybe that Gohan is starting to get a little old. He was our first Legendary Finish unit. He's getting kind of old now.
Yeah.
He will obviously still always be pretty good because of his last man standing, but I can't deny the fact that throughout the early portion of the game, the only way he's getting damage bonuses is from a blast card. All right. So Goten does help alleviate some of that. He gives him cheaper specials, all of that. So like any Gohan card ever exists, that's going to be good for them always.
Yeah.
So like that's it. Like that's where Goten comes in, and then Goten does this thing where he has the paralysis card, adds it to your deck, which is nuts. The blast paralysis, that in and of itself is crazy. And then he also can come in. You could be completely dead on combo and go get dead on key, excuse me, and Goten can switch in and give you a full set of key to unload a full hand.
Yeah.
In a combo.
Yeah, 50 key is a lot.
Yeah, he can he can do a lot, man. Like and that coupled with like charge step and stuff, the Goten is very good. Very good. And then upon activation of his ultimate, he gives Gohan even further bonuses. So you can kind of see a little bit of the design choice for him. And also, I talked about this off camera with you, but also being a purple who'd be weak to yellow, the red Gohan does help him out there too. So it's like he has situations that he's going to really, really shine in. But I think what will always kind of hamper him is the design choice. Even though I said like it's not bad, he's meant to be ran alongside that Gohan and Goku that he came out with. That's when he's at his absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
When he's alongside those characters, or at least some facsimile of that.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a unique banner, honestly, because they wanted you to run all three of those characters on the same team, and I don't know if we've seen that since then.
The last time we've really seen that since then was the Universe 2 stuff.
Oh yeah, with Ribrianne. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's the only other time is where they've literally said, "Hey, here are three characters. We want you to use these three specific."
Yeah,
and not even to the same extent because Goten was out there like singling out, Super Saiyan Goku's like he's singling that out. They didn't really do that as much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many more Universe 2 characters we're gonna see released because I don't even know who else is in that. But pretty much the last thing I want to discuss here.
Don't they have Anilaza from Universe 2? What was that, Universe 7? Not 7.
No.
Excuse me, like 9 or something. I don't know.
Was it Universe 2? I don't remember.
Off-topic.
I don't think so. I don't remember. I think that was Universe 4. I don't remember.
You could be right, actually.
So, the last thing I want to talk about is comparing the LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku with the Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku. Because I have seen some mention...
Oh, that's a fun one.
I have seen some mention of people saying that this guy, they think that the Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku might be better than the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And I don't know. It's possible. I think it's very close because this Goku is so good. Like, the Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku, he fulfills so many roles. And if you look at his Z ability too, like, he buffs green, which is not the best, so I feel like that's definitely a win for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But I mean, his kit, he has cut while the Super Saiyan 3 Goku has cover rescue. So I think, I don't know, what would you say are the positives and negatives of having cover rescue versus having a cover cut just
Oh
all the
boy.
time?
Well, they both can be countered the same way. Drop combo.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty predictable when somebody's going to go for those things most of the time.
Yeah.
But on top of that, though, I think I'd argue that the Goku, the green base Goku, his combination of the 50% cut?
Yeah.
Doesn't he get more than that?
Doesn't
he get more cut as he progresses, I believe?
I believe he gets...
I can pull him up here. He's got one of the highest
Yeah, so after 15 timer counts have elapsed, he gets 20% reduction in damage. So it's that plus the 50% cut. So he's taking like 30% total damage.
This guy takes no damage. So that in combination with his heal on his main, I'd argue is like several laps better than cover rescue.
Yeah,
because cover rescue is a one-time thing. And the green SS3 Goku is going to get shredded, whereas this one won't as easily.
Yeah, and I think something else to talk about too is we already mentioned that this Super Saiyan 3 Goku's green card is not the best green card, whereas this Goku's green card is like ridiculous.
Yeah, that Goku, he has the only block in the game, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it gives you 100% advantage engage.
It works versus anything too, except for a special move.
Yeah.
Tap attack, tap tackle, tap shot, strike arts, and blast.
And if you take a look at their ultimates, they're actually very similar. The Super Saiyan 3 Goku's does massive, and it gives you 50% to ultimate damage inflicted. The Spirit Bomb one is massive damage, 50% damage to ultimate damage inflicted, and
they
blast
both have
armor.
blast armor.
Yeah.
The other one does Nullify Endurance, which you can argue how useful that is.
Yeah, I mean, there's more and more units are coming out with that, but I don't think it's too impactful. I mean, it obviously will have a big impact on if the team is running like Zamasu or
the only
full
one
power
that really
Frieza.
is impacted in the meta is full power Frieza.
Yeah, but I mean, on this guy's main ability, he does. I think the big thing for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is
the main.
Yeah, is the element factor. So if you're doing it against like a purple
and the sustain cut.
Yeah, sustain cut as well. So I feel like that's definitely a win for the Super Saiyan 3, but it's not too big of a difference, honestly.
Well, also, if they happen to switch, you get the sustain cut and then the switch buff for the Goku.
Yeah.
So it's actually additive. So I think the ultimate definitely goes to Goku, even though that other Goku can do so much damage in the last man.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say, too. I feel like if this Goku's the last man standing, he gets an extra 70% of damage inflicted. So I feel like that would edge it out.
And another added 50% to ultimate.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like if this Goku, the Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, is the last one alive, there's basically no unit in the game, barring purple units, that can survive this guy's ultimate. That's why I think that the Super Saiyan 3's ability to nullify element factor is huge. Because that's what I feel important. I feel like that gives him the advantage over this Goku.
You remember way back we used to ask for that, and now we've seen it on a couple of green units. We asked for it when Broly was the meta.
Yeah, purple Broly.
I just wish it was. Yeah, I just wish it was longer. 3 counts means it's effectively only for the ultimate.
Yeah, I think that's how they want it to be. Because if this guy had nullify element factor just like for like 30 counts, that would be nuts.
Yeah,
I think that would be
really
too
good.
much.
They only went for the ultimate, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say who's better overall. I feel like they.
I'm gonna make the choice for you, man. I'm gonna give the nod to Goku, unless it's last man standing. The other Goku.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Unless it's I think that. Okay, so here's the deal. Cover change, man. 50%. If he's not getting that additional portion, some units can KO him in a combo, I guess.
Yeah,
but
you know
at least
who?
Cover Rescue is a one-time.
Yeah, you know who can KO him through cover? This guy, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because he reduces.
Yes,
cover.
he can, in fact, because he reduces. Yeah, I think Cover Rescue is definitely really good.
Yeah.
But I think that the ability to cover multiple times is more important most of the time.
Yeah,
unless there's a Rising Rush, in which I'd rather have Cover Rescue.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's tough to say. They're both really good, but for me, if you're able to like be in a difficult situation to where you are trying to like nitpick at different parts of an LF units kit versus a non-LF units kit, I don't know. It's kind of underwhelming to me. And I'm not saying this guy's underwhelming because they're both insane units. But I mean,
yeah, they're both really good.
For having a 0.25% pull rate and not being like insanely busted, I don't know. Personally, for me, that's one of the reasons why I haven't been going super hard on this banner, and I probably don't even mind not pulling this guy. But I will admit he is super cool. I mean, his ultimate, his legendary finish is probably the best looking legendary finish in the entire game. But
yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Just usability wise for me, it's just
like I said, he's got a little bit of, and this is funny to say, he's got a little bit of that green Beerus to him. And what I mean by that is, for one, not really the point that he's Legends Limited, but
yeah,
he is a character that doesn't know what his role is for parts of the game. Like, you talked about it, I've talked about how, we've talked about just collectively how this Goku can do a lot of damage in spurts, and this and that scenario, after counts, yada yada, ultimate, whatever. But half of his kit, as we mentioned earlier, is kind of just stuff that's like, why do you do this? You kind of don't really need to do this. It's helpful, I guess. It's really good, I guess, but you don't need to do this. And that's a lot of what Beerus is. Destroying the enemy's hand, stuff like that. Like that's stuff that's good. And they label him as a support unit when he really wants to be a ranged unit. And it's just weird things. This guy has a little bit of that to him. Yeah,
I feel like, because if you take a look at his special move, it reduces enemy ki by 40. What if instead of that, it was like, I don't know, like increased damage dealt by 20% on activation? And then
that would be really good, because it would be for the special move and whatever else he does.
And then for the green card, what if instead of destroying 2 enemy cards, it was, able to be comboable into, more stuff than just special move? So I don't know.
See, the thing about the green card is it assumes you have it. It's there are other cards like that, other green cards, like it's not unique to this guy, like Hit, for example, but like even those other ones, I think what they did here was it's like, we mentioned this off camera, oh, the Goku destroys 2 cards in the hand, he has the red strike card to destroy cards. They valued destruction of hand, I think, maybe a little bit too much. And I mentioned how it could be good, but I think they valued it too highly. Because there are other cards that do the exact same type of criteria, as far as like comboable stuff with the green card counters, but do it better, if that makes sense. Like, it's an example.
And even just looking at, he holds a Strike Arts card that has a destruction like thing on it. And we were talking about this earlier, but like, I think this is like the most useless thing in the entire game, because let's say you're comboing somebody with a bunch of cards, and you hit them with a strike card that destroys one of their cards. By the time your combo's over, they're gonna have drawn that card back into their hand, right?
It's that destruction is really only good if you know they have something you don't want, like an ultimate, special move, whatever. That's it.
Yeah, and I feel like most of the time when you draw cards like that, like special moves or ultimates or whatever, you're gonna use them pretty much immediately. Like with, let's just, for example, the new Yellow Gohan that came out, like you use his main ability, he draws a special move, like you're gonna pretty much use that immediately. You're not gonna just hold it.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, very limited usage when it comes to card destruction. But I think that's pretty much it. We covered a lot with this guy. I don't want this video to go on for 30 minutes, but do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up here?
Again, it's really interesting when you criticize a unit. A lot of people don't want to hear any criticism for units at all, even if you say and you set up a criteria that, hey, he's still this, he's still that, like we did. But I just want to emphasize once again, he's still one of the best characters in the game.
Yep. Yeah, without
even
doubt.
though we're being semi-critical, he's still one of the best characters in the game. So please don't take it to heart so much, I guess.
Yeah, if you pull them, like, you should be extremely happy.
We're definitely doing this criticism because we're salty right now.
Oh yeah, I'm crying about how salty I am at not pulling this guy.
Oh, there's some more of that staple Goresh, what's it called, sarcasm. There it is again.
Yeah, but I mean, for real, if you pulled this guy, like, he can easily carry you throughout the entire game if you know what you're doing and know how to use his kit. But that's going to do it for this one. Again, there is a part 1 that we did over on D-Free's channel. Go ahead and check that out. Leave a link to that in the description, as well as a pinned comment. And hope you all enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Peace.